Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. Today is Monday the 13th of August and today we're going over the markets and just having an overall look at the markets. We'll go over some news stories and we'll look at some of the projects out there that could do well. And I'm just going to see if we're live, and sorry about the kind of being a wee bit late, I was just making my coffee. First of all, crush the likes everybody. If you like these videos, crush the likes. It does help the channel. The channel's growing all the time, which is cool. So I'm just going to see if we're live and make sure the chat room is there. Chat room's there, but I don't see any chat. It's just coming up just now. Right, are we live? Yes, I see them coming in just now. Okay, so I'm just going to jump over. Who have we got in? We've got Adverhagen in the house. Welcome to you. We've got Rob UK, one of our brilliant admins, is in the house. Chardan, Davy Stew, one of our brilliant admins as well. Jacob Hopkins, Liam Hunt, Bruce Rudlin, Stephen King. Pure Facts, I haven't seen you before, I don't think. Marcus Jafari, Chris Noble, Alex Jubb, Kim O'Brien, one of our brilliant admins, is in as well. Mitch Dieter, RC, Martin and Sonia, Black Label 46. Dominic is in, Mervyn Skidmore. From the info. Good morning from the info. Kukla is in this morning, David Schwartz, Despicable Wombat, Richard Chandler, Chris Noble, and Mac Pollen. Chris Noble said, I had to watch a 4-minute 30 advert this morning before your show would come on. Is that normal? Had a couple last week too, I can't skip them. Oh, strange. I'll need to look at that. I've got kind of ads turned on, but I didn't think it was during the live show, so I'll need to check that out. So thanks for letting me know about that, Chris. Mac Pollen, good morning, Steve. No more sun. Rain, 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 like cryptos. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Nightmare with the cryptos. I've hardly looked at the computer all weekend, and I'm kind of hungover this morning. I had a 21st party for my son yesterday, and we had it on a Sunday because he was out celebrating the whole weekend, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So we had it for him yesterday, and I'm kind of hungover this morning. Too much vodka Red Bull and too much cider. So that is me this morning. But we're going to have a look at the markets overall just now. See what the hell's going on. Bitcoin dominance, I noticed, has kind of shot up. Understandable. But we are down to $215 billion traded over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance, as I said, the highest it's been this year, 51.1%. I think it's been 51.4% or a wee bit higher than that. So Bitcoin is dominating the markets just now. Alts are just kind of going out the window at the moment. That will come back. That will come back. I'm sure of it. And we're just going to see who's the biggest kind of gainers. Peercoin in at number 91 at 39.55% up. So it's jumped back into the top 100. Nulls is up 17%. Well done to them. Dentacoin, DigexDeo, Waves, Elf, Chainlink, Archain, Power Ledger, Metaverse ETP, Komodo, Loopring, Arc, all up in green this morning. So there's about 50-50 that are in green. Who's the top loser? MadeSafe Coin. Tezos down 10%. Zilliqa 8%. OneChain, Kyber Network, NXT, KuCoin shares. I think there's a bit some FUD going on about KuCoin as well. I've seen in the premium group this morning an article on KuCoin saying the Hong Kong office wasn't manned or anything like that. I think it's just FUD that's been spread around. Bitcoin Private is down. Aurora, Omisi Go, PundiX is down, which is a nightmare. I'm stuck in PundiX at the moment. VChain, Walton Chain, Decentraland, Seacoin all down. So it's about 50-50 just now with all the coins at the top 100. So I want to show you this. This is BitMEX kind of trading, the longs and the shorts for BitMEX, and you'll know BitMEX is kind of leverage trading, and I've been keeping an eye on that and just looking at it for the last 3-4 weeks because I'm thinking about taking a position and doing leverage trading instead of just the normal trading. So this is the position just now with BitMEX. So at the moment, the longs have it, and we can see that reflected in the Bitcoin price as well. The longs have it 51.34%, and the shorts are 48.66%. And this is on a 1 hour chart just now, or the last 24 hours trade, sorry. So the longs still have it just now, and that is reflected in the price of $6,416 for Bitcoin. So, as I said, I'm thinking about using kind of BitMEX for leverage trading. Maybe not with Bitcoin. I'm thinking about taking a position. I'm just going to see if I can see it here. No, I've not got it up. But I'm thinking about taking a position in possibly Cardano or Ripple. Taking a long position in Ripple, but do the leverage trading of, I think with those tokens, you'll be able to do leverage trading of 20x. With that, which is a good thing. I don't want to go 100x, but I'm going to try it. But I'm stuck in PundiX at the moment, so we'll just see where PundiX is just now. NPXS. This is a 1 hour chart, so it's down to 23 at the moment, and we'll just go to Binance. Pinnacle. I'll go to Binance and see what the prices are like at the moment. So PundiX somebody's getting a massive bargain. 23, 22, so it might go down further from here even as well. So I got out at 31, sorry, not out at 39, got out at 31, in at 29. So I've been trading it kind of up and down, but has come down over the weekend to 22 Satoshi at the moment. So down a kind of fair wee bit, a big bit, down about 20% on my position just now, but I'm not worried about it, honestly, not worried about it. I know this is going to come back up on DX, but looking at the positions, it could go down even further. So we don't want it to go anywhere below 22, 21. So hopefully it's going to come back up when the markets come back up as well. But if we look at all the other tokens as well, Dent is down to 28, BCN, Bitcoin is down to 29, CYT-Coin is down to 87, MFT down to 93, Key down to 93 as well, Encash. These are all the tokens that are going to come back up, and you're going to get 100%, 200% on these kind of tokens that are all under kind of 300 Satoshi-ish level. XVG 206, CDT 188. These are kind of some of the lowest levels you're ever going to see them, I think. It still might go down further, but I do believe that's some of the lowest levels we're going to see them. We'll see BTC price, USDT. And that's gone up just now, 6435. It's going up all the time at the minute. We're just going to go to the other chart, the crossover. And I wanted to show you something with that as well. 7MA crossover. And that's the Neblio chart. I'll go back to BTC, USDT. Okay, so you can see here quite clearly where the crossovers are, and we're trading quite simply using the 725 MA crossover. You can use the 15 EMA when it crosses over that. You can trade with that as well. We just make it extremely simple for the TA. Short-term TA is what we use, and we can see here we could have got in round about 6,300, probably above that, 6,340. If we were still in it, we'd be up about $90 at the minute. Here as well, it crossed over. That was a big jump from 6,107 all the way up to 6,487, and this is on the hourly chart, as I said. So what I wanted to show you on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, the last time it kind of went down, it crossed down on the 4 hour was 8,160, and it's not crossed back up until today. This is the first day on the 4 hour it's crossed back up since the 30th of July. I think it was the 30th of July, 31st of July. So it's the first time on a 4 hour chart that Bitcoin has jumped over the 725, crossed over on the 725 crossover. So this is the first day, so this is a good sign for Bitcoin. As I said, it's the first time it's crossed over, and I think the time before that it crossed over on the 22nd of July on the 4 hour, and it crossed over on the 15th of July. There's a couple of kind of crossovers as well, smallish ones, but this is the first kind of big one since the drop from 8,160. So we can see here, if we were, and this is why I'm looking at kind of leverage trading as well, if we just use the 1 hour chart, I think we could even go down to the 5 minute chart or the 1 minute chart with Bitcoin. This is why I'm thinking about leverage trading. If we're doing it on Bitcoin, we can see this is probably the point where we'd actually buy in to Bitcoin. This is a 4 hour chart. But if you go down to the kind of 1 hour chart, you'd have gone at 6317 here on the 1 hour chart. You'd have gotten here as well at 6193 when it crossed over as well, but that's kind of back testing it as well. So that's why I'm thinking about leverage trading, just using the simple 725 MA crossover, EMA crossover, not the MA crossover. It's the EMA crossover. So I'm looking at that, but possibly with Cardano. I'm just going to see if I can, I'll just log in to BitMEX just now. bitmex.com, and we'll come back in, log in. So we'll come back. So This is kind of BitMEX just now, 6424. It's on the up just now. Obviously, I've not taken a position out. I've not even got money in there just yet. That's why how cautious I am about leverage trading. But I think there's some brilliant opportunities for leverage trading on the likes of Cardano, on the likes of Ripple as well, and possibly Tron. Tron as well is sitting at 349. I think that's a brilliant long kind of leverage position. But you can see with these tokens, you can only go up to 20x leverage position, which is not a bad thing. So I'm definitely going to take a position out and see what happens with PundiX. Free up that money to get more PundiX. That's really what it's for, because I really think PundiX is way undervalued at the minute. But I think a leverage position on Tron would be an amazing thing, and more so with Ripple and Cardano. 1750 for Cardano, so that's kind of going up a wee bit. The longs are starting to come in for Cardano. So that's what I'm looking at just now, using BitMEX for leverage positioning on these. But I know how risky it is, but I just think the downside, or the upside far outweighs the kind of downside to this. So the risk to reward ratio is really good for the likes of Ripple, Cardano, Tron. Even that's the ones I'm looking at just now. Even EOS. I think EOS could be a good one as well, but it would be Ripple, Tron or Cardano that I'm thinking about doing. But I have to kind of wait and see what happens with this position in PundiX. And I think that'll come back out. I think it's a great long-term one. It's a good short-term trading coin as well. Even getting 1 or 2 Satoshi, you're talking about 6 to 10%. If you're getting 1 or 2 Satoshi in PundiX. Okay, we'll go back to chat. MacPawn, did you watch the last video from Alessio Rastani about BTC? For him, it doesn't look so good for BTC. Of course, he can be wrong. But yeah, there's everybody's got an opinion on Bitcoin, what price it's going to be. And I like Alessio Rastani as well. I like his videos. Really like his videos, and I think he's a very smart guy as well. So I've not seen the last one on that, so I need to check that out. Martin and Sonia have ads as well, but can skip them. Oh, good, so you can skip the ads. So Chris is saying he can't skip the ads. Show us the lowest price to buy ADA, NEO, XEM. Right, so we'll look at some of them as well, Atif. Jacob Hopkins, anyone get the NPXS airdrop yet? I'm going to see if the community fund has actually got the tokens. So this is our community fund to see if we got the tokens there. One day ago, yes, we did. And so we got another 20,684 PundiX tokens. So our total is up to 303,000. So what we've done, if anybody's joining the premium group for $37 a month, where they get calls every day, unless the market's tanking like it has over the weekend, they get a share of kind of the tokens for the community fund. But community fund is way down just now because PundiX is way down. So that was up to about $2,000-$3,000. It's now down to $451. So it's going to be kind of airdropped in October, but we might kind of extend it. We'll just take a vote in the premium group to extend that as well. So that'll be, we'll see what happens. By October it could be kind of double the price, probably will be double the price where it is just now, or even triple the price, but still it's not that much, $451, but it did cost a lot. I think it was $1,000 initially, using the community fund. So we'll just keep leveraging down, or dollar cost averaging and buying in with that as well, because we're getting about $100. I think what we're getting, I think it's about $1,500 per month, so it's $150 per month we can put into the community fund as well. So I might use that and just kind of buy more PundiX and put it into that. So we'll see what happens, but we'll take a vote come October just to keep it in or to airdrop them. MacPawn, Stephen, BTC down, it's better to buy crypto with USDT or not so much difference when the BTC is down. It depends when you've got, if you're in a position on Bitcoin, for example, and you sold into USDT at $8,000, obviously when the price comes down, you're going to get more Bitcoin if you're buying it back at $6,000. Obviously, you're going to get 25% more. So it just depends where you've got out, how you've got out as well. Been doing well on Peercoin recently. Excellent, that's Ant-C. John Lowe, Jacob, I got my Pundit airdrop yesterday, so I got mine yesterday as well. So yes to that. I'm going to check my Binance account as well to see if I got anything. I don't think I was due anything in Binance. Faris Nassim, leverage trading is gambling, as you said, but I still tried it using those 1 hour and 50 minutes charts. Pretty easy to get 20-25% easily. I think it's best in this type of pump and dumps. Yeah, I think it is good because the market is so up and down, especially with Bitcoin. The market is so up and down, so you can make money. Obviously, you can lose money as well, but you can make, instead of going for the 1 or 2%, you can go for that 20%, 25% each time. Honest Crypto Journey, a bit late today. Good morning. What have I missed? You've not missed anything. We're just still going over the general markets just now, so don't worry about that. You've not missed that much at all. We're just talking about Pundit X, talking about Bitcoin and leverage trading on BitMEX just now. So just have a look, see if the longs have still got it. Longs have still got it. It's coming down a wee bit. Yeah, the longs have still got it. So it looks as if it's going to be up today, but that could change in an instant. You know what Bitcoin's like just now. It just kind of shoots down a couple $100 at a time, or shoots up a couple $100 at a time. Okay, so what was the interesting news today? This is from CryptoPanic.com. Love CryptoPanic.com. Think it's a really good site for aggregation. This was a Bitcoin scam, the story of a Finnish victim. So kind of, we all know about the kind of marketing schemes out there and some of the kind of FUD that goes on around there and people trying to get your money, trying to get your Bitcoin. This was talking about a Finnish investor who invested 5,500 Bitcoin worth to a kind of famous actor. So towards the end of last week, famous actor Jirit Spit Boom was arrested after being found guilty for joining a money laundering scheme involving Bitcoin. The victim is a 22-year-old man from Finland, and the man was convinced by the actor and other scammers to send a certain amount of money worth in Bitcoin to several addresses linked to the companies within the business venture. Under the agreement, these companies have pledged to invest the virtual assets in DragonCoin, a crypto coin used in gaming platforms. So the actor was arrested for it, but it just shows you have to be really careful. Imagine 5,500 Bitcoin that they've kind of invested in this as well. So it looks like the money was reinvested in businesses based in Bangkok as well. Note the DragonCoin is not involved in the money laundering scheme. The Finnish man sent the culprits more than 34 million in Bitcoin on the false promise to invest in the above-mentioned cryptocurrency. There is no data that would state the value the police can recover. So it just shows you have to be extremely careful, but sending $34 million worth of Bitcoin over to somebody you don't know, admittedly a famous actor, but still, would you do that? I just think that's crazy to do that. This is something I thought was really interesting, and more people are coming out to say this. So more and more people are coming out to say there's going to be a stock market crash and the US dollar is just going to go to pot, basically. So Rich Dad Poor Dad author, and this is Robert Kiyosaki, is bullish on Bitcoin, says USD is a scam. So Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the famous financial self-help book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I think loads of people have read, has described the US dollar as a scam, declaring that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are currencies of the people that will outlive fiat currency. So he's saying the dollar is toast, speaking to Kim Hughes on Saying Crypto podcast, in which he said the dollar and also predicted an imminent stock market crash. Now that's been said for a while now, that there's going to be a stock market crash. A lot of people have been saying that over the last 6 months to a year. So in his words, he said the US dollar is a scam. I think the dollar is toast because gold and silver and cyber currency are going to take it out. The US dollar is gone. In the year 2000, there was one currency, the US dollar, which is very true. It was called the reserve currency of the world. And then came Bitcoin or cyber currency. So he's saying that cryptocurrency is going to kind of overtake the US dollar as the world kind of currency. So he's got a new book out, and this is the interesting part as well. Although it's not just from him saying that, this is the interesting part. He's got a new book out, and he says, in my new book I talk about 3 types of money today: God's money, which is gold and silver; government's money, which is fiat currency, which is done by government decree, which is a dollar. Then there's the people's money, which is cyber currency on the blockchain technology. Gold is a hedge, and I'm expecting a collapse on the system, which is why you're into cyber currencies now, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So he's saying that just now, and that's in his new book. So he's got a book out, and he's he's sold millions of copies of his books. So this one, his new one that's out as well, is going to sell millions as well. So there's going to be millions more people looking at cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin and Ethereum, to get into that, to hedge against the kind of US dollar and gold as well. So that for me was the kind of interesting part about that article. So I think that's a good thing. I don't know if the kind of US dollar is toast, but we kind of all expect fiat currency to go. Kim.com, invest in Bitcoin before US debt spirals out of control. So this is talking about the controversial internet pirate and Bitcoin advocate. Kim.com is urging everyone to invest in gold and Bitcoin because the US government is adding $1 trillion to its debt every year, which will never be paid. And the debt will destroy the US and create a global economic collapse, .com argued in a tweet. So he's got here, this is a tweet. And $1 trillion in additional US government debt per year. US spending is funded by lenders who will never get paid. And US empire will collapse, followed by a worldwide economic collapse. Shift your USD into gold and Bitcoin as soon as possible before USD becomes toilet paper. More and more we're seeing this kind of going on. We're seeing news stories like this. We're seeing big kind of money people as well. This is not big money, guys, just an advocate. Not just an advocate, but it's a big advocate of and kind of cryptocurrencies in general, and gold as well. But more and more stories are coming out like this, that they're saying the US dollar is toast. And that goes for fiat currency. It's not just the US dollar. It's because the US dollar is the world kind of currency just now. But it goes for the kind of British pound, it goes for the European, it goes for the euro, it just goes for everything as well. So it's fiat in general we're talking about here. So in this article they said .com's warning are not unfounded. So while .com is controversial, his warnings are perhaps not unfounded, given the fact that the federal deficit rose 20% in the last 10 months, according to a recent report from a Congressional Budget Office, as reported by The Hill from October the 1st to July. So the debt is spiralling out of control. So where does that leave the US dollar? Where does it leave the pound? Where does it leave the euro? Because we're all in the same situation. So that's why I still think Bitcoin is going to have its day, and it's going to have its day very soon. I think definitely going to have its day, and it's just going to be the kind of world currency out there. And I believe it's coming sooner than even kind of I expect, and I'm extremely optimistic about that happening. But we'll need to wait and see. So I thought that was interesting. There's more and more stories coming out about that as well. And this is from Crypto Globe. Bitcoin climbs 3.5% to $6,300, defying analyst bearish calls. So a lot of analysts were saying Bitcoin is going to go below $6,000, is going to go below $5,000, but it kind of done a reversal and kind of started going up. So it's up to $6,400 at the minute, $6,431. Everybody thought it was just going to tank again, another tank from 8,000 down to 7,000, down to 6,000, down to 5,000. But it seems to be defying that at the moment. And even as I showed you on the 4-hour chart, it's just crossed over the 7 EMA has crossed, the 7 EMA has crossed over the 25 EMA for the first time in about 2 weeks. So we never know, this could be the start of a rise. But I'm forever the optimist. We'll need to wait and see what happens with that. Another story as well, I thought this was quite good. It's a Medium article, and I'll post these links for you after the video, the live video is finished. The $1 trillion Bitcoin question. So in this article from Trading Room, I thought it's a really good article if you kind of read it. This is from Trading Room, but it's really talking about the ETF approval. But what they're talking about is the ETF getting kind of rejected again. They expected to get rejected in September and possibly rejected again in maybe 2019. But they're still advocating that the price of Bitcoin could go up to just get to $1 trillion itself, just have a market cap of $1 trillion. and that's just on its own, not the whole kind of market, just for Bitcoin. And they kind of lay out a plan about how that's going to happen. So they say the ETF is going to get rejected in September. It might get rejected again after that. It'll get rejected possibly again after that. But they say it is coming. It will come. It's just a matter of when it's going to come, not if it's going to come. And when that happens, obviously, there's going to be a shitload of money coming into the market, particularly for Bitcoin. And that's what's going to drive it up over to that $1 trillion market cap as well, or the trading kind of volume. You're going to get that. So they've got the kind of stages of how that's going to happen. And I think it's 9 stages they've got there of how that's going to happen. So that's a really interesting article about how that's going to happen, but it's kind of based around this kind of ETF that's gone up. So although the next ETF could be rejected and more after that, the ETF will eventually be approved. It will be the spark that lights the next bull market that will last 12 to 18 months and drive the price of one Bitcoin up to at least $58,000 and the market cap to at least $1 trillion. Although we believe the best time to buy BTC and Ethereum and hold for the long term is now, our current outlook for the short term, less than 1 month, is bearish. So they recognise it's going down, but again they recognise it is going to shoot back up. And this doesn't mean it contrasts the inevitable ETF approval. In fact, a shakeout now is almost indicative of it, since we believe new money wants to enter at a low price. The question is, at what low? So they're almost saying as well as kind of being manipulated just now, although they've not said it in so many words. People are driving down the price of Bitcoin so a lot more people can get in at this low price. What price that is, we don't know. And that's kind of evident as being heavily manipulated, I believe, over the last it's been heavily manipulated for ages now. So I thought that was an interesting article, and again I'll post these articles for you at the end of this video. And go back to the chat. Peter Harding, XRP is a great coin, real world applications and very underpriced. I think that now as well. I didn't like kind of XRP at first. I didn't like Ripple, the token, or kind of what it stood for or anything like that. But from an investment point of view, I think XRP could be really good, and I spoke about that last week as well. And I think it is underpriced at the moment. Where is XRP just now? This is on the BitMEX. 4730, so it's really quite low just now if we look at it on the charts. XRP BTC, it's on Binance, possibly the lowest it's been for, I'm just going to see, so back here and we're talking here, yeah, since December 2017, it's the lowest it's been since that time. And we'll just go to a normal chart. So this could be a really good time. We'll just go into the crossover. XRP BTC. This could be a really good time to start looking, not necessarily get into it, because it might still have another fall from here. According to the charts, looking at the charts, you think, okay, there's going to be another fall, and there's no historical support around about these levels, so the arse could drop out of XRP as well. But it's a good time to start looking at the likes of Ripple, Cardano as well, Ethereum as well. Where is Ethereum? That's down kind of big time as well. And just go to USDT. Crazy, 317. So again, this is a good time to start looking. Historically as well, 282 back in October 2017. So that's the levels we're going down to just now. But Ethereum could be a brilliant opportunity now to start accumulating as well. Dollar cost averaging down from here might be a good plan to do that for Ethereum. Is that Scoobaloo? The Turkish lira fell the weekend, so it started already. Yeah, I think fiat is just on its way out. The signs are kind of being written just now. There's signs all over the world that fiat is on its way out, and I think cryptocurrencies are going to be sovereign currencies very soon. Not very soon. I'm not talking the next couple of months or something. I'm talking about within the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to be adopted for sovereign currencies. So you're going to have the British kind of crypto as well. That's going to have its own sovereign currency. The US is going to have it, or they might just adopt Bitcoin, and that's going to be the sovereign currency. In that article as well, I just showed you on Medium as well what they were talking about. There's 70 million Bitcoin tokens at the minute, but in real kind of time, if we think about it, Satoshi Nakamoto's account has got kind of all these tokens locked up. The millions that have been lost kind of over the years as well, with people dying, with people kind of losing their kind of hardware, kind of wallets or something like that. They're losing the kind of access to it. So in essence, or in real time, there's probably about 10 million tokens, not 17 million circulating just now. There's probably about 10 million. That's what the article kind of states. There's around about 10 million. So it becomes even scarcer, Bitcoin as well. That's how the price is going to shoot up so much. Gavin Mearns, morning from Hull, still an accumulation period for the alts for me, ETN mainly. As heard the CEO say next year when regulation is in place, giffgaff mobile network have already said they accept ETN as a payment method. Excellent, that's good. A T472 billion market cap is likely the next support for all over coin market cap. What's your opinion about it? Alts can still flush out more. Alts can still flush out more. And that's the danger. That's the danger here. That the alts, if Bitcoin price keeps on going down, more and more people are going to get out the alts, because more and more people are going to give up. They're going to put their hands on and just say, right, that's time to give up. And that's what they want. They want your kind of alts, they want your Bitcoin. That's what they want. They want the Bitcoin price to crash to below 5,000, 4,000, whatever they think, and then they're going to swoop in, and then it's just going to be a huge bull run after that. Hold your Bitcoin. Definitely hold your Bitcoin. Some of the altcoins are going to go. A lot of the altcoins are going to go by the end of the year, and certainly in 2019 as well. A lot of the altcoins are just going to disappear altogether because the prices have gone that low as well. Matt Pond, don't you think the way to go is like all top 20 will go down like hell? There'll be a new coin will be instead of them. What will ever propose as crypto is only speculation. Will go down like hell, and their new coin will be instead of them. There'll be a new coin. No, I don't think so. I don't think a new coin is going to overtake. If that's what you're saying, if I'm interpreting that the right way, I don't think there's going to be a new coin that comes up and overtakes everybody in the top 20. I think it's going to be one of the top 20 coins that's going to dominate. I think it is going to be Bitcoin. I don't think that's going to disappear. Ethereum, worried about Ethereum, but I still think it's going to go up. I think it's going to be adopted as well, and I think there's going to be an Ethereum ETF as well. That's going to be included, an ETF which is going to drive the price up, which is going to... They're still working on ETF all the time, on Ethereum all the time. So I think the price will go up with Bitcoin as well. Mark on like TRX, NEO, OMG, EOS, etc, etc. Yeah, I know what you mean. But these are top 20 coins. These are top 20 coins you're talking about. Tron is top 20, NEO's top 20, and so they're all top 20 coins. Gavin Mearns, a lot will ride on the... Right, I missed that. A lot will rise to the top too. Yes, a lot will rise, start rising to the top. Black Label 46, I read the Binance will use XRP for the transactions in the future. Have you heard about that? I've not heard about that. I've not actually heard about that. Binance using XRP as a base currency only makes sense, it says Weiss Ratings. So that was a day ago, so they're just kind of speculating to say that Binance should use XRP as a base currency. Weiss Ratings agrees XRP should be a base currency on Binance. Here is why XRP wants a coin added as a base currency on Binance. So I think it's speculation just now, but there's no smoke without fire. Binance using XRP as a base currency only makes sense, yep. Will be Binance base currency. So a big question mark over it. Binance Exchange tutorial. Right, okay. Here is why XRP wants to come in. Ripple for beginners. Yeah, so they're talking about it, and they're just saying it makes sense for Binance to use XRP as a base currency. So we need to see what happens with that. So that could be a little bit of kind of speculation there, but there could be some truth that even Binance might be thinking about that as well. But it's not outright came and said that Binance are thinking about that. It's just speculation at the moment. Despicable Wombat, yep, I'm waiting for the 4,000, 5,800 mark. I honestly thought the lowest it would go is maybe 5,800, or the very lowest would be $5,000 for Bitcoin. And obviously we're not there. Yeah, I just wish they'd get out of the way and just go, right, just tank it, get it out of the way, and then just wait on the rise up, instead of this kind of up, down, back 2 steps, up 1 step, down 2 steps. It's a pain in the arse, to be honest. So I wish you'd just get it out of the way and just go, right, Bitcoin price is tanking, $5,000, everybody get in now, and that's it. That's the end of it, and we start the build run. Because this up and down, it just plays with your emotions. It's just a nightmare just now for everybody. For anybody that's holding altcoins, for Bitcoin, unless you're trading, unless you're shorting and going long as well. And that's obviously what I'm thinking about doing as well. Gavin Mearns, instant crypto payment system from ETN due out next month. I'm heavily bullish on Electronium, and the community are also amazing. I know I always bang on about ETN, but they're seriously undervalued. There's a lot of seriously undervalued projects out there as well, Gavin. But I've never looked at ETN. I've given my reasons before why I've never really looked at ETN. But maybe it is time to start looking at it again. Nora Perez, hi gang, good to be with you. A lot of talk with low cap coins being shaken out. Could BABB be one of them, or is BABB just too big now to fail? And just see where BABB is on the crowdfunding. I know I keep going back to this, but I just want to check where they are. So £23,000 over the crowdfunding. I think they're too far in, BABB now. I think they're too far in and too far on with the project now to actually fail. And if they get the banking licenses, I still think they're going to do extremely well. I still think they're going to do brilliant. I think we're down to about 10 Satoshi now on BABB. We'll just look at KuCoin. And I look at KuCoin just because it's in kind of Satoshi value. I know it's not one of the biggest traded. Just now, Bancor is down to 9 Satoshi, 10 Satoshi just now. So it's the lowest it's been for a while. It's the lowest it's been for a while. There's a big buy wall up there at 9 Satoshi for 32 million tokens. That's not that much. That's only 3 Bitcoin worth. Not that much at all. So, yeah, it's the lowest price it's been, but it's the same with all the alts. If we look at all the alts, probably the lowest prices have been for probably the all-time lows that a lot of the alts are experiencing just now. Despicable Wombat, agreed, just drop. Yeah, I wish they would just get it out of the way. We know it's coming, or we think we know it's coming. Just get it out of the way, and then we can start trading and making money. Honest Crypto Journey, as we discussed before, I believe within 10 years most banks and financial institutions will be on the blockchain and will be powered cryptocurrencies, either their own digital assets or existing ones. Yeah, I think so as well. I think each bank are going to have their own digital currency as well, and BABB in prime position to kind of enable that as well and to facilitate that kind of changeover, which is really good. That's why I like BABB as well. A lot of people don't talk about that side of it, but BABB are in a good prime position to do that as well. Despicable Wombat, we know you want to drop. That is yes, we do. Although this could be the start of the big rise, you just never know. I still think we've got kind of some way to go to drop. So 6465 at the minute. That's on the daily chart. I like the crossover actually. You can see it's just so up and down just now. Let's look in a 4-hour chart. So it's looking good at the minute, but that's all you can go on TA. At the minute it's looking good, it's looking okay, but you know what it's like with Bitcoin, it just shoots down $200-300. So it might do that again. You can see the drops here. From here, so 8,154 to 7,500. Up a wee bit, down 300-400, up a wee bit, down 300-400, up a wee bit, or trading sideways, down 500, up a wee bit, down 200-300. So it might go that way again. So that's how we might see the bottom. It's a step down to the bottom. But with each little rise like this, we think, oh, this could be the rise that everybody's looking for. But we've had our hopes dashed so many times in the previous months that it's hard to kind of really extremely be positive about Bitcoin. We know that in the future it's going to be okay. And what we're doing is just trying to accumulate more Bitcoin by trading alts. But even trading alts just now is just a nightmare. Or holding alts. Holding alts is just not a good idea just now, unless you're holding for the short term. So all these kind of low prices. PundiX, Dent, yeah, low prices for a lot of these. So under 300, or under 500 Satoshi, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 24, 26, 28, 30. There's 32 tokens on Binance under 300 Satoshi. Now this time, at the peak, or when it was $8,000, we had probably about maybe 5 tokens, 5 to 10 tokens under 300 Satoshi. And now we've got over 30 under 500, sorry. Now we've got over 30 under 500 Satoshi. So that tells you a lot in and of itself. Jacobus, hi Steve, do you think that BABB will advertise on Google and Facebook, etc. after the banking license is finalised? That'll probably make a massive difference to price and investment. I don't know what the kind of marketing strategy is. They've got a marketing strategy in place for when the banking licenses kind of go live and they start onboarding people onto the app. So they've got a marketing strategy. So I would imagine Facebook would be the obvious kind of place. Google, maybe not so obvious because it's more expensive unless you kind of totally know what you're doing. But if they get somebody on board, yeah, it would be kind of wise to do that. But yeah, they're trying to bank the unbanked. You've got to go where they are to kind of get them on board as well. So it's not for the likes of us. Obviously, we can still use it. We can still open up an account using the BABB app as well. But they're trying to bank the unbanked. Are the unbanked on Facebook? Are they on Google? Obviously, there will be. Most everybody, every nation, even the poor nations have mobile phones. That's how they obviously keep in touch. That's the people they're trying to target. So do they need another kind of marketing strategy for that? And that could mean directly going out to the target market and doing a kind of local level campaign, stuff like that. But that would cost a shitload of money. But it could still be good for onboarding, and then just use word of mouth to spread that as well. Dazard Booth, morning Steve, down on Pundi, bought in 38 sats for airdrop and now hodling. Yeah, I think a lot of us are kind of hodling PundiX just now, myself included. As I said, I got in at 29 again after kind of jumping in and out, making 1 or 2 Satoshi, which is a good strategy, but I should have got out when it dropped down below the 28. I should have got out, taken a small loss and kind of looked at trading on BitMEX. Sean Dubs, yo ho, morning Stephen chat, haven't been around for about a week, was away from tech, don't think I missed much. You've not missed much, and you're probably better being away from the computer screen just now, Sean. So, and you've probably came back at the right time. Bitcoin is starting to go back up a wee bit. Kill's Pleasure, why was Pundi a new token? Why has Pundi a new token, the PundiX NEM? What is it? I don't know the ins and outs of that, so look at the kind of PundiX website to see exactly what that is. So I don't know the ins and outs of that to give a definitive answer for you. So I'm just going to be honest. So honest answers, I don't know too much about it. What else was I going to show you? I've showed you that. Yeah, this was a kind of a Reddit article. While we keep focused mostly on the market price, history was made. A local shop in Kenya was trading the first tomatoes on the blockchain. This might be the answer to the economic instability and corruption the developing countries suffer from. This is from the Bancor network. So this is about kind of fighting poverty and using real use case scenarios here for the blockchain. I thought it was quite interesting. And how $1 trillion there, I've seen that already. I think that was it. We'll just go back to chat. Scoobaloo, when you say most altcoins will fail, there are those that are too far established to fail, right? Yeah, or definitely. I'm not saying, I'm talking about the kind of lower ones, the ones that are outside maybe the top, even the top 500 or something. The ones that are outside them, a lot of them are going to fail. We know that anyway, a lot of them are going to kind of just go, so that's why it's kind of better trading them, I think. But there are going to be some ones that just kind of break the mold and they just shoot up into the top 20 and stuff like that. That's definitely going to happen as well. VeChain, I think they're too far on with the kind of VeChain. The likes of them, they're just too far on to fail, I believe. HOT is doing well lately, good for trading. HOT is really is brilliant if you kind of hodl for like a week or so and then get out, hodl for a week, get out. But as for trading, for day trading, it's not a good coin for day trading. But it's doing well. It's up to 10, 11 Satoshi just now, holochain. So I think it's a good kind of hodl. It was at 7, 8 Satoshi. What is it just now? We'll just have a wee look. 10, 11 Satoshi still, yeah. And it looks as if it's going to go up to 12 Satoshi. There's only 440 million there, as opposed to 2 billion on the kind of buy side. So it looks as if it's going to jump up another 1 Satoshi. So this could be one of the ones, the unexpected ones that could really jump up. That's on a 3-minute chart. Yeah, so it has done real well. So I managed to get into hot to 8 Satoshi, but then go back out because I wanted to trade. I couldn't day trade with it. I had to hodl for like 4 or 5 days. So I got out to 8 Satoshi with it. So I got in at 8 and out at 8 as well because I wanted trading money to start trading. And I made up for it anyway, the kind of 50% rise that it had up to 12 Satoshi and then before it came back down a wee bit. But I think holochain's got a good future. Definitely. Ben, hi Steve, what do you think about Neo and Ontology? It's really low at the moment. I think they're still good. I think they're brilliant projects. Excellent projects, I think, both of them. Where is Neo just now? We'll go to USDT. $18.73. $18.73, crazy. So yes, it's just at these times you just go, oh, I wish I had so much money. I wish I had money. I could just start kind of dollar cost averaging down from here. Even if it was to go down a wee bit further, it might still go down to $15, $10 or something like that, Neo. But $18. ONT, what's that ONT in kind of USD? And it's only this kind of price because the Bitcoin price is so low as well. $1.49. So if we compare that to its highest, that was a peak when it first came on at $8.68. But a lot of the alts are like that. But yeah, I still think they're really good projects with really good teams, with really good communities. Neo especially, Ontology as well. Yes, I do believe they are good projects, really good projects. But we have to remember when we're looking at the USDT price, this is because the Bitcoin price is so low. If Bitcoin doubles, obviously automatically the price of the altcoins are going to double in dollar value as well. So instead of being $1.50, it's going to jump to immediately to $3 for Ontology if the Bitcoin price was to double from here at 12,000 automatically without going back up in Satoshi value, just go up if Bitcoin price doubled. So we have to look at that as well when you're looking at the USDT value or the US dollar value. Honest Crypto Johnny, why do you think BABB's Satoshi value is dropping so much? I understand the dollar value dropping with BTC, but with only seemingly good news from BABB, curious why BABB's SAT value keeps on dropping. Yeah, it's a strange one. It's a strange one that the actual Satoshi value is dropping. It's not just the dollar value that's dropping, it's the Satoshi value. Because I think a lot of people are getting out of alts to get into Bitcoin and they're seeing the small. So for me, this is a big investment. my kind of biggest investment is BABB at the minute. And that's my big investment. So I've made that as an investment, but a lot of people were hoping that they could jump into BABB and it was going to double in price, and then they were going to jump back out of it, and this trading would really start in earnest then. But people are now seeing the kind of alts going down, the Bitcoin price going down, and the dollar value of the portfolio going down. So they're looking at the portfolio and saying, okay, what one do I really believe in? What coins do I really believe in? Well, they might not really believe in BABB because they've not looked into it that much, so they're selling it off. And I think that's what's happening just now. They're just selling off the ones that they don't know about, or they've not really looked into, or they don't really believe in, to get more Bitcoin. I think that's what's happening just now. And that's why the Bitcoin dominance is up to 51.2%, because a lot of people are getting out of alts, keeping it in BTC, or going to dollar, or going to USDT, or true USDT, or true USD. So I think that's what's happening there. But it could represent brilliant opportunities. It could represent a brilliant opportunity to get 30 million tokens, 30 million BACS tokens for 2 Bitcoins, or 2.76 Bitcoins. That could represent an amazing price if you have 2.769 Bitcoin. So yeah, I think that's what's happening. I bought NEO when it was Ant. Excellent. I hope you sold kind of near the top as well, about $196 or something, when it was up to that. Sold some and bought on the way down again. So I managed to sell NEO kind of near the top as well, back in, I can't remember when it was. I think it was March. I don't know about March. Let's see when it was. We go to daily. No, it wasn't back then. It was near the top here. Yeah, it was around about this, about $140-ish. So I managed to sell the NEO I had. And I did have, I think it was over 1,400 NEO as well. At that particular time, I sold a lot off. So yeah, around about that price. So I was kind of one of the lucky ones. It wasn't because I thought it was going to go down. It's just because I wanted to cash out some of it, which I'm now paying the tax for that. Is that pain in the arse? Okay, I think we're nearly finished. Despicable one, but I did excellent. So you did get sell near the top as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. If you want to join us in the premium group, there's a link down below. It's $37 a month to join us in the premium group. Absolutely brilliant group, and you get daily calls as well, or almost daily calls for tokens that could go up for day trading, and get some long-term calls as well. But mostly day trading just now, because it's really in a down market at the minute. The only way to get out of a down market, or to come out of a down market kind of smelling the roses, is to trade it, I believe, and not to kind of hodl. I don't think hodling is the right strategy unless you start kind of buying and hodling just now. CryptoDon1 has just joined us. We're just finishing up CryptoDon1. So I'm going to leave it there just now until tomorrow. I will bid you farewell just now, and hope you have a brilliant day. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.